In a pad with no heat, up on Sullivan Street, the last of the hipsters lay dying, wearing his shades so like no one could tell, like whether or not he was crying. All the junkies and loners and coffee shop owners were all gathered round his bed. He took one last puff of some imported stuff, and these are the last words he said. He said, send my sandals home to Mom, hang my t-shirt away, burn my guitar in Washington Square, 'cause I never learned how to play. Give my pad to some needy lad and tell him the rent is all paid. Keep my cash and my stash and my hash, but bury me in my shades. Chorus, bury me in my shades, boys. Bury me in my shades. Burn my guitar in Washington Square. Bury me in my shades. He said, give my Brooklyn chicks away to anyone who needs them. Give all of my poems away to anyone who read them. Dig me a grave 'neath the coffee shop and let a sad folk song be played. Get everyone high on the moment I die. Bury me in my shades. Chorus, bury me in my shades, boys. Bury me in my shades. Burn my guitar in Washington Square, but bury me in my shades. We threw his sandals out in the hall. We left his t-shirt lay. We sold his guitar at the corner bar to someone who knew how to play. We smoked all his stash and spent all his cash and threw all his poems away. And Bob got his records, Ed got his books, and I got the poor beatnik shades. Oh, bury me in my shades, he said. Bury me in my shades. Burn my guitar in Washington Square, but bury me in my shades. Now whenever life looks dark and mean, I have myself an espresso. And then I sort of sit back, man, and like dig the scene, maybe have myself another espresso. And you know there's a chick in the coffee shop who's caught my eye, but she never talks to me when I fall by. So I sit there and I cool it and I'm oh so sly, and I have myself another espresso. Now last night I decided to do the thing as I had myself another espresso. And I asked that chick, like, would she care to swing as I had myself another espresso? And she said, baby, like, that's cool with me, but like, man, I can't split till 3:30, so why don't you just sit down and cool it and like wait for me and maybe have yourself another espresso. You know, I never cared much for formal dates. I just sit and have myself an espresso, man, you know. But like, man, if a chick is a groove, then baby, you gotta wait. Maybe have yourself another espresso. Yeah, so like I took off my coat, man, and I hung up my hat. And for the next 5 hours right there I sat. You know, that chick went home with some other cat. So I have myself another espresso. Now the moral of this story, I'll tell you, man, as I have myself another espresso. It's always follow the ways of Zen and have yourself another espresso. And whenever life has got you way uptight, why baby, just sit back and groove until everything's right, 'cause you know I met another chick that very night, and well, as a matter of fact, I guess we just sat around and had another espresso. Daylight come and me one go home. Daylight come.
Hey,
and
fella.
Huh?
What are you doing there yelling Day-o? You're supposed to be loading the bananas. You're supposed to be working. Fella. Buddy. Look, why don't you go back to the boat? You're standing around here, we're going to have trouble with the union any minute. And you're going to be asking for overtime for this stuff. You're carrying around one stalk with 2 lousy bananas on it. Now go back and tell the guy you want a regular stalk of bananas, will you? And untie your shirt in the middle there, will you, fella? Gee.
Well, now, I'll admit that I ain't tall nor handsome. And I will admit my hair is getting thin. And I'm getting sort of fat. And some other things like that. So do you wonder why I sit and slyly grin? It's just because allegedly Liz got around to Nicky Hilton and Michael Todd and Wilding, that makes 3. And she got around to Fisher, she got around to Burton, so I'm certain she'll get around to me in time. So I'm sitting here just waiting in the drugstore. I'm as confident and happy as can be. And I never go on dates, I just sit right here and wait, 'cause I know she's gonna get around to me. Well, now my mother says she thinks I ought to marry. She says Shirley is the girlie meant for me. But I tell her how it is, I've just gotta wait for Liz, 'cause I know she's gonna get around to me someday. I know she's gonna get around to me in Vista Vision. I know she's gonna get around to me.
Well, a man came to our house. A man came to our house to sell some brooms. So we asked him to come in, and we hit him with the hammer, and we hit him in the closet in my father's room. But you're always welcome at our house, any time of the day. Yes, you're always welcome at our house, and we hope you will stay. Then a lady came to our house. A lady came to find out why I wasn't in school. So we asked her to come in, and we gave her some poison lemonade and hid her in the freezer where it's nice and cool. But you're always welcome in our house, any time of the day. Yes, you're always welcome at our house, and we hope you will stay. Then a kid came into our yard. A kid came into our yard to get his ball. So we asked him to come in, and we took him in the basement, and we sealed him up inside the basement wall. But you're always welcome in our house, So when you come to our house, when you come to our house, we'll have some fun. We'll ask you to come in and we'll take you in the kitchen and we'll put you in the oven until you're done. But you're always welcome in our house any time of the day. Yes, you're always welcome at our house, and we hope you will stay, and we know you will stay.
One brother wore blue, one brother wore gray, one brother went and one brother stayed. One brother's here, one brother's there, but where shall I fight, and what color shall I wear? I guess I'll wear my tight blue pants and my gray sport jacket with the buttons made of pearls. I'll wear my tight blue pants and my gray sport jacket and stay home with the girls. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to get to Gettysburg. No, no, no. I got a hot rod Ford and a tank of gas. But baby and I gonna go, go, go. Grant and Lee don't mean nothing to me, and fighting's nothing but a bore. I wear my tight blue pants and my gray sport jacket, and to heck with the Civil War. Oh baby, to heck with the Civil War. Come on and twist a while, heck with the Civil War. Till you only barely twist, 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 let it go. Come on and do it, baby, one more time. I wanna tell you, come on, come on. Well, now I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor. I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, and I don't like it one bit. Well, what do you know? It's nibbling my toe. Oh, gee, it's up to my knee. Oh, fiddle, it's up to my middle. Oh, heck, it's up to my neck. Oh, dread, it's... Well, they're building a gallows outside my cell. I got 25 minutes to go, and in 25 minutes I'll be in hell. I got 24 minutes to go. Well, they give me some beans for my last meal. 23 minutes to go, and you know nobody asked me how I feel. I got 22 minutes to go. So I wrote to the governor, the whole damn bunch. 21 minutes to go, and I call up the mayor and he's out to lunch. I got 20 more minutes to go. Well, the sheriff says, boy, I want to watch you die. 19 minutes to go, and I laugh in his face, and I spit in his eye. I got 18 minutes to go. Well, I call out to the warden to hear my plea. 17 minutes to go. He says, call me back in a week or 3. You got 60 minutes to go. Well, my says he's sorry he missed my case. 15 minutes to go. Yeah, well, if you're so sorry, come up and take my place. I got 14 minutes to go. Well, now here comes the Padre to save my soul with 13 minutes to go. And he's talking about burning, but I'm so damn cold. I got 12 more minutes to go. Now the test and the trap, it chills my spine. I got 11 minutes to go. 'Cause the goddamn thing, it works just fine. I got 10 more minutes to go. I'm waiting for the pardon, gonna set me free with 9 more minutes to go. But this ain't the movies, so to hell with me. I got 8 more minutes to go. And now I'm climbing up the ladder to the scaffold peg with 7 more minutes to go. I better watch my step or else I'll break my leg. I got 6 more minutes to go. Yeah, with my feet in the trap, my head in the noose. 5 more minutes to go. Well, come on, something and cut me loose. I got 4 more minutes to go. I can see the mountains, I see the sky. 3 more minutes to go. And it's too damn pretty for a man to die. I got 2 more minutes to go. I can hear the buzzards, hear the crows. 1 more minute to go. And now I'm swinging and here I go. Well, I'd like to sing a song about the chain gang, whack, and swinging 12-pound hammers all the day, whack, and how I'd like to kill my captain, whack, and how a black man works his life away. But what do you do if you're young and white and Jewish, and you've never swung a hammer against a spike? And you've never called a water boy early in the morning, and your only chain is the chain that's on your bike. Your only chain is the chain that's on your bike. Well, now I'd like to go walking up the highway, feeling cold and wet and hungry all night long, doing some hard rambling and hard gambling and hard smambling and hard blambling, but always taking time to write a song. But what do you do if you're young and white and Jewish, and you've never heard an old freight whistle blow, and you've never slept a night in a cold and empty boxcar, and you take the subway everywhere you go? Oh, oh, you take the subway everywhere you go. Now I'd like to sing a song about the coal mine, chipping away in Tunnel 22. And when I hear that timber crack, why, I support it with my back until my comrades all crawl safely through. But what do you do if you're young and white and Jewish, and you've got to be in class at 9:30? And in spite of all your urging and your pleading and your crying, your mother says it's too dirty down in a mine. That's what she says. Your mother says it's too dirty down in a mine. Well, now I'd like to sing about the Mississippi, working on the levee all the day. And when them cotton balls get rotten, you got a lot of rotten cotton, and on Saturday you go and spend your pay. But what do you do if you're young and white and Jewish, and you've never loaded cotton on the dock, and you've never worked a day and never drunk up all your pay, and the only levy you know is the levy who lives down the block? Oh yes, the only levy you know is the levy who lives down the block.
Now, a friend of mine, way back in Chicago, you know, he finally made his pile. Well, he got himself a mansion and a butler and a chef, and he was living in the latest style. But I run into him, he was eating in a greasy spoon, while parked in front was his big limousine. I said, buddy, you got so much money, how come you're sitting in here eating beans? And he said, after you've been having steak for a long time, beans taste fine. And after you've been drinking champagne and brandy, you're gonna settle for wine. He said the world is funny and people are strange and man is a creature of constant change. And after you've been having steak for a long time, you know the beans taste fine. Now, you know, I run into another friend of mine in a rowdy old Clark Street bar. I said, friend, is it true what I heard about you? I heard you married a beautiful 18-year-old shapely movie star, yet here you sit, trying to make out with some barfly who's too old and ugly to be true. And he said, Shelley, you're still a very young man, so sit down, I'll explain it all to you. He said, after you've been having steak for a long time, beans taste fine. And after you've been drinking champagne and Chivas Regal, you're gonna settle for Thunderbird wine. Now the world is funny and people are strange. Man is a creature of constant change. And after you've been having steak for a long time, beans taste fine, you'll find. Beans taste fine, oh yeah. And that steak tastes twice as fine. He said, beans taste fine. Oh yeah, they do taste fine, as I'm finding out.
Oh, the Slitheree-Dee has crawled out of the sea. He may catch all the others, but he won't catch me. No, you won't catch me, old Slitheree-Dee. You may catch all the others, but you won't.
Well, for a long time now, I've been aware that like I'm all right, but like the world is square. So I'll tell all you people, you can take my tip. It does not pay to be hip. Now just last week, I found myself in the red with no way to meet my overhead. So like I went to my buddy and asked him for some bread, and here is what he said. He said, you want white bread, rye bread, pumpernickel, whole wheat, cracked wheat, holly, or biolly? I said, later. He says, you mean 3 or 4 o'clock? I said, later. He says, you mean Thursday or Friday? I said, forget it. Now I was feeling uptight, so like I went to see the man. I heard he always had some stuff on hand. I said, tell me, baby, can you spare some pop? He said, you're welcome to anything I got. And I got steel pots, brass pots, cast iron, aluminum, Pyrex, Windex. I said, cool it. He says, you mean put it in the refrigerator? I said, cool it. He says, you mean turn on the air conditioning? I said, forget it. Now I was feeling strung out and hung up and brought down. There wasn't nobody hip like in the whole damn town. So I run up on a chick and she was long and tall and asked her would she care to ball. And she said football, baseball, volleyball, or basketball, handball, pinball, bowling ball. I said, you're putting me on. She says, on the train, on the plane, on the bus, or on the sidewalk. I said, I want to make it. She says, make what? I said, a scene. I said, I want to make
make a scene. She says Shakespeare, Clifford Odets, Arthur Miller, or Pirandello. I said, forget it. She says, you know what I'd like to do? I said, no, what? She says, I'd like to make love to you. And I says, go, baby, go. And she left. I see you're all alone, sitting at the bar. Can I sit down beside you, Blue Eyes?
Well, you see, my boyfriend just went into the washroom, and he'll be right back. And he's 7 feet tall, and he always carries a gun.
Oh, well, if I beat up your boyfriend, and I take away his gun, and I sit down beside you, can I buy you a drink, Blue Eyes?
I'm drinking Piper Heidsieck champagne that costs $35 a bottle.
Oh, well, if I beat up your boyfriend, and I take away his gun, and I sit down beside you, and I buy a bottle of $35 Piper Heidsieck champagne, can I drive you home, Blue Eyes?
I live in Philadelphia.
Oh, well, if I beat up your boyfriend, and I take away his gun, and I sit down beside you, and I buy a $35 bottle of Piper Heidsieck champagne, and I drive you to Philadelphia, can I walk you to the door, Blue Eyes?
There's a big moat around my house, and it's full of crocodiles and alligators, and there's a terrible undertow.
Oh, well, if I beat up your boyfriend, and I take away his gun, and I sit down beside you, and I buy a $35 bottle of Piper Heidsieck champagne, I drive you to Philadelphia, and I swim across the moat, and I avoid the crocodiles and the alligators, and I don't get sunk by the undertow, will you ask me to come in, Blue Eyes?
Well, you see, it's very late, and my mother's probably waiting up for me, and I think she washed the floor, and it's covered with newspapers. And besides, we got this big dog that whenever a stranger comes in, he starts to bark and bite you, and my father's worried about paying off the mortgage on the house, which will cost $5,322, and it's very late, and I've got to wash my hair, and I have to get up very early for work.
You don't really want me to take you home, do you?
Well, you see, it's very late. My mother's probably waiting up for me. And
You see, wait. You don't really want me to take you home.
Well, you see, it's very late.
You don't really like me, do you? You don't really care about me.
Well, you see, it's very late.
Never mind. Forget it. Oh, I'm standing on the outside of your shelter, looking in while the bombs out here are dropping everywhere. Through the glass you look so sweet and warm and safe and cozy. Have I ever told you that I care? Have I ever told you that you're beautiful? And it hurts me so that we are now apart. Well, I'm standing on the outside of your shelter, dear, but I hope I'm on the inside of your heart. Well, I'll sing you a song about the old 49, fastest engine on the Santa Fe line. On the 14th of April, she made a desperate dash, and she got there on time, and she did not crash. Never bite a merry woman on the thigh. Oh my, not on the thigh. 'Cause she just can't wash it off no matter how she tries. Oh my, she'll try. And when she gets home at night, her man will ask her why. Is there a tooth mark on your thigh? Then she'll say it's just a birthmark or some other silly lie. Oh my, she'll try. But he'll get suspicious and then he will start to pry. Oh my, isn't he sly? Then she'll get hysterical and she will start to cry. Oh my, she'll cry. Then he'll say, I don't blame you, but tell me who's the guy. That guy was I. Then she'll admit to everything and he will say goodbye. Bye-bye. He'll fly. Then he'll come and find you and he'll punch you right in the eye. Oh my, right in the eye. Then he'll run a cheap hotel room and he'll hang himself with his tie. Oh my, his brand new tie. Then she'll take an overdose of sleeping tablets and she's gonna lie on the couch and she'll die. So never, 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 never find a married woman on the fight.
Well, a long time ago, when the earth was green, and there was more kind of animals than you've ever seen, and they run around free while the world was being born. And the loveliest of all was the unicorn. There was green alligators and long-necked geese. There was humpback camels and there was chimpanzees. There was cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. Well, now God'd seen some sinning and it caused him pain. He says, stand back, I'm gonna make it rain. Says, hey, brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Go and build me a floating zoo, and you take 2 alligators, a couple of geese, you take 2 humpback camels and 2 chimpanzees. You take 2 cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, Noah, don't you forget my unicorn. Well, then Noah was there and answered the calling, and he finished up the ark just as the rain started falling. He marched in the animals 2 by 2 and called out as they went through, hey Lord, I got you 2 alligators, a couple of geese, I got you humpback camels and 2 chimpanzees. I got you cats and rats and elephants, but Lord, I'm so forlorn, 'cause I just don't see no unicorn. Well, Noah looked out through the driving rain. The unicorns was hiding, playing silly games. They were kicking and splashing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them silly unicorn, yeah, 2 alligators, a couple of geese, 2 humpback camels and 2 chimpanzees. Noah cried, close the door, 'cause the rain is pouring, and we just can't wait for no unicorn. Then the ark started moving, and it drifted with the tide. And the unicorns looked up from the rock and cried. And the water come up and sort of floated them away. That's why you've never seen a unicorn to this day. You'll see lots of alligators and a whole mess of geese. You'll see plenty humpback camels, lots of chimpanzees. You'll see cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no home.